Thanks for joining us for this look at the best original reporting from KPBS News this week. I'm Matt Hoffman. Coming up, Tijuana's militarized law enforcement. We go to Baja, where Mexico's armed forces are playing a bigger role in trying to reduce violent crime. Climate change research is on hold. See how the volcanic eruption in Hawaii is posing a challenge for San Diego scientists. And back home for the holidays, local military families reuniting after a long deployment for USS Tripoli. The Gaslamp's first Friday event this weekend might be the first test for greater enforcement of street vending rules. Jacob Ayer explains why San Diego police feel it's time to take the next step.
Since June, San Diego has had a law against street vending in high-traffic areas, like Balboa Park and the Gaslamp Quarter, but enforcement has been a mixed bag depending on where you are. Park rangers and code enforcement officers had been in charge of enforcement, but the Gaslamp Quarter Association's Michael Trimble says it hasn't worked in his district, so the police got involved 2 weeks ago.
The police have been making communication and making contact with each of these vendors, letting them know that there's no vending in the neighborhood.
Trimble says many of the dozens of Gaslamp street vendors have numerous health and safety violations on their carts that have led to some catching on fire. Felipe Rocha is a local San Diegan and street vendor at the Broadway Pier. He says he's purposely avoided the gas lamp.
Porque es mucha gente que no es de aquí, gente que viene de Los Ángeles y te meten miedo. Te dicen que te van a cobrar un cierto por ciento de plaza por tú vender tu comida, tus hot dogs.
This weekend, police officers will start handing out citations to illegal street vendors in the gas lamp.
Enforcement means, whether it be tickets, citations, or whatnot, it really depends on what the police feel is acceptable at the moment.
Outside of the gas lamp, enforcement will soon include the beaches and other coastal areas like the pier, once an amended version of the vendor law takes effect. Once that happens, Rocha says he's not sure of what to do. He says he might look for a job at a restaurant in order to take care of his family.
Pues, ir a un lugar, o sea, tratar de buscar tu trabajo, ¿no? Lo que te digo, yo tengo a mi familia que mantenerla. Y si me quitan el día de mañana, ¿qué voy a hacer?
The enforcement expansion to coastal areas is expected to take effect early next year. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
It's a stressful time for students at San Diego's largest university. The graduate teaching assistants that keep classes running are still on strike, and now final exams are just days away. Kitty Alvarado has an update on the work stoppage and some of the progress that's been made.
It's the last week of instruction at UC San Diego, and as students hurried off to class, all over campus you'll also find groups of UC academic workers on strike. Typically, they'd be inside classrooms and labs doing a multitude of tasks, among them giving instructions, running discussions, grading papers, and preparing students for next week's finals. Fourth-year student Kayla Guzman says she doesn't really know how her grades will be affected by the strike because there hasn't been much clarity.
It is kind of scary. It sucks that we're so late in the quarter and everything is up in the air, but I'm just going to keep going to class and trying to do the best that I can, despite everything.
We wondered, how's class been without them?
Not really great. Of course, we would love to have our TAs in class with us so that we can, ask questions and just get feedback on our assignments. It definitely is a better learning process when they are there.
Second-year student Annie Meyer says her education is suffering without the academic workers.
We miss the TAs so much. They run the UCs. I mean, we are not functioning correctly without them.
Both students are supportive of the academic workers and say they should get paid more for the amount of work they do.
I do hope that they get, the wages that they deserve, but I guess in terms of the grading, it really just shows how much work they put into everything.
We need them back, but they need to be paid more, and I don't blame them.
Uriyan Tandon, a computer lab researcher at UC San Diego, is among the 48,000 academic workers on strike across the UC system. He says he feels for the students who have worked hard for their grades.
I think I definitely understand the concern that some students are feeling. But at the same time, I also understand that me and a lot of my colleagues are basically living in poverty. And the university at any point has the ability to end that.
He also finds some hope in the tentative agreement the UC reached with postdoctoral scholars and researchers, because for those 12,000 workers, the strike could end as early as the end of the week or as soon as they signed their contracts.
Now that that's out of the way, we can negotiate every day and see some movement on our own contracts.
The UC says that negotiations are ongoing and they look forward to settling the contracts as soon as possible. Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.
Take a trip to Tijuana and you'll see that National Guard troops are in the streets helping with law enforcement. But is it working? KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis explores the impact on violent crime.
You've probably seen this meme before, or at least a variation of it. It's of a man and a woman walking down the street holding hands. The man gawks at another woman passing by, and his partner just stares at him, mouth wide open in utter shock. There's a version of the meme circulating on social media in Tijuana. In it, the man is represented by thousands of National Guard troops who've been deployed in Baja California to tackle the spiking homicide rate. His girlfriend, Tijuana residents who are supposed to be protected by the National Guard. And the other woman? Well, she represents Tijuana flea markets. Maria Cortez makes her living in the city's flea markets. She sells secondhand clothes, and she laughed when I asked her to explain the meme to me. Cortez says that the National Guard troops come from parts of Mexico where American goods like Nikes and Levi's are hard to come by. So they like to shop around in the flea markets while they're in Tijuana.
Y cuando vienen a Tijuana entran a sobre ruedas y miran los tenis Nike, viene la ropa de marca, ven cosas que allá donde vienen ellos no hay aquí, pues voltean y andan viendo qué compran.
And while the troops shop, Cortez and others say that neighborhoods in Tijuana remain besieged by violence. There were more than 1,900 homicides last year in Tijuana. At first, residents were happy that the federal government was finally taking action.
Cuando recién llegaron, fíjate que sí intimidaba, ¿no? Había como esa presencia, dices, ay, qué padre, ya nos sentimos más protegidos, ya a ver.
But there's already been more than 1,700 murders in Tijuana so far this year, on track to surpass last year's total. The National Guard troops stationed in Tijuana did not respond to a request for comment. This isn't the first time that Mexico has turned to the military to fight crime. Cecilia Farfán Méndez is a researcher at UC San Diego. She traces today's efforts back to 2006.
So the argument that was made about in 2006 was that because there was corruption in civilian law enforcement institutions, we needed to deploy the armed forces in a way that they had not been involved before, until these other institutions, the civilian institutions, were developing up and corruption was rooted out of them. So it was always meant to be a temporary solution.
Now, nearly 2 decades later, city and state police forces are still considered corrupt and ill-equipped to tackle cartel-level violence. In September, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador doubled down on the militarization strategy. He passed a law that formally made the federal police force part of the military. So far, the data show that this hasn't worked.
Despite these deployments, we don't see security conditions improving in Mexico.
Maria Cortez doesn't need data to know that her neighborhood is still a dangerous place. She recently gave me a tour. She pointed out the house where the local meth dealer lives and the playground that people use to shoot up heroin. They operate in the open, and Cortez says that the National Guard still does nothing to stop them.
Claro que no, nada. Ellos no. Tienen miedo, yo creo.
Cortez says that the soldiers are either scared or they just don't want to bother. To make matters worse, soldiers in other parts of Mexico have been accused of human rights violations. Farfán Méndez says this is also something that isn't new.
What has been documented over the years, especially by human rights activists, is that unfortunately these deployments tend to really erode human rights.
Teresa Martinez is a researcher for the think tank México Evalúa. She has spent years conducting fieldwork in neighborhoods like the one where Maria Cortez lives. She says that the current conditions are so bad that people are actually willing to sacrifice some of their own civil rights for more protection.
My rights, like for citizens, my rights has been violated every single minute, every single day by the organized crime or any other criminal. So I don't care about the human rights.
But she says that's only acceptable if the armed forces brought here to protect them actually accomplish their mission. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
Here's some of the most read stories this week at kpbs.org. The promise of prefab homes. Industry advocates say it's a cheaper and a faster way to build. We'll have that story for you a bit later in the show. Low-cost computers are available for South County families. Learn about the event happening this weekend in Chula Vista. And water is released from Lake Hodges to maintain safe levels. It's also part of our discussion on this week's KPBS Roundtable podcast. Scientific research on the Earth's future is being sidetracked by a much more immediate problem. KPBS environment reporter Eric Anderson tells us how a reawakened volcano is interrupting decades of work.
Lava flows from one of the world's largest volcanoes have cut off access to a research observatory that's recorded carbon dioxide levels in the air for more than 60 years. Those measurements record steadily rising CO2 levels, a scientific record widely known as the Keeling curve. That record was started by Scripps Institution of Oceanography's Charles Keeling, who died in 2005, and is now maintained by his son, Ralph Keeling. The station isn't expected to be operating anytime soon.
They still have to they have to let the lava cool, they have to build a new road over it, they have to put new power poles over it. That's months in any case.
Keeling says he's looking for a nearby location that's suitable to take measurements until the observatory is back online. He says Mauna Loa is a special spot.
There's Mauna Kea, there's Mauna Loa, there's some other volcanoes on Maui that are getting up pretty high. But I mean, it's just those volcanoes are the only thing sticking up in the atmosphere in such a remote spot. So it's really an amazing location and unique and really valuable for atmospheric work.
Keeling says a temporary site would have to be upwind of the erupting volcano because volcanoes can be a major source of carbon dioxide emissions. The Keeling curve is widely regarded as a warning sign about global warming. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
One of the many challenges of San Diego's housing crisis is the cost and time that it takes to get new homes built. KPBS reporter Jacob Ayers shows us an option that's getting another look as a potential solution.
There's many different types of floor plans.
A prefabricated house may look like most other modern homes.
You see in the kitchen, he's got upgraded appliances.
But the process to get there is rather different.
Prefabricated simply means that it's built in a factory off-site.
That's Todd Kessler. He's the president of US Modular, a company that specializes in manufactured and modular housing. For some people, there's a stigma about prefab housing. Kessler says getting past that is one of the biggest challenges.
We used to say that they were like your grandmother's trailers back in the day, in that they focused so much on being affordable that the quality really wasn't there. In today's pre-manufactured housing, the quality is there, and they're still less expensive than site-built structures.
How much less expensive? Roughly 10 to 30% cheaper than traditional on-site construction. And Kessler says it can be done faster.
We have an open lot that we wanted to build on.
David Lynch is adding a manufactured home next to his own house in El Cajon.
And everything's ready to go. So you just get the efficiency of time, and then the cost is substantially less than having to do a custom build, which we've gone through before, so we know how painful and how expensive it can be.
There are several types of prefab housing, from one-story manufactured homes to whole apartment blocks. Drew Orenstein is the CEO of Impact Housing, which develops modular housing complexes. Orenstein sees them as a way to build high-quality multifamily homes in a quicker and more cost-effective way that he says will improve the lives of low and moderate income households.
We take the cost savings, we take the time savings, and we translate that into what we hope to be a reduction in their rental price point. But it's everything starting from about $1,500 and then up.
Orenstein says his company is bringing more of these complexes to the region, including a potential 900-unit development in Barrio Logan. But there are concerns in the community that there won't be units for very low-income families, according to Barrio Logan's Julie Corrales.
So unless you're building affordable housing and incorporating affordable housing units into every development in our community, you're displacing folks.
The state and region's policy shift to a build now approach has begun to open the doors for more prefabricated housing in the county. In fact, a modular housing manufacturing facility is coming to the Imperial Valley next spring and is expected to serve San Diego County. Pete Gombert co-founded the company called IndieDwell.
We can build it with labor that have a great job living where they are and then ship the units to a high-cost market.
He says a perk of modular housing construction is that it can come in all shapes and sizes, so it also works for smaller units to shelter those experiencing homelessness.
Those units are about 380 square feet. They're studios. So we've actually got a 260 square foot micro studio that we do.
But some projects could be up to 7 stories due to their use of steel frames instead of wood, with bigger units.
We've got some larger projects where we're doing 2 or 3 bedrooms that are 960 to 1,100 square feet.
Regardless of the size, financing prefabricated developments can be an issue, partly because it's a newer industry in the U.S. and there aren't many developers. Sean Harris is with San Diego Commercial and Business Financing.
It'll be easier the longer we go, the more builders of this type there are out there. I would say with this type of an asset, you're going to get this type of a project, you're going to get a lot of help from the city, so that deflects some of the risk for an investor.
Back in El Cajon, the speed and savings of getting a prefabricated home are allowing Lynch to list the unit under market value, with a young family in mind.
A 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom place to rent's already expensive. It's ridiculous. And then, so the families need a bit more space. So this is a 3-bedroom. They have capacity to grow, like with a couple kids.
Amid a housing crisis that's taken the hardest toll on low and middle income earners, backers of prefabricated housing say it offers a glimmer of hope to provide a quality home for rent or purchase at a lower cost that can be move-in ready in a fraction of the time. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
We have 2 stories this week from KPBS education reporter MG Perez. Starting at the San Diego Convention Center, he caught up with leaders in education who are looking at challenges and opportunities beyond the pandemic.
Everything we've done has been built around safety.
James Holtz is selling safety and efficiency for the largest manufacturer of battery electric school buses in the world. He's a vendor at the annual conference of the California School Boards Association, pitching his product to more than 3,500 leaders, representing 1,000 districts and county offices of education.
Everybody else is implementing new technology on an old style. We had the capability to build the technology. We said, why do we have to build a bus that looks like it's from 1970?
These school board members face climate crisis problems as they work through the comeback from COVID that devastated their districts. They say 2 years of emergency funding from the federal and state government is barely a beginning.
That needs to be the floor upon which we build and not the ceiling, so we can't pull back, we can't retrench now just because we're emerging from the triage stage of the pandemic. We have a lot of student needs and we need to keep investing.
You want to fight? You want a war? Heated school board meetings is something just about every trustee in the state has experienced as they wrangled with mask mandates and remote learning limitations. Violence and harassment seems to have subsided.
What has not subsided is the parent involvement, the community involvement, because now they know that school board members in our communities, we need their involvement, we need to come together.
I'd rather have parents be angry and frustrated and come to meetings than be apathetic. I can't help with apathy.
Historically, the work of school boards has been about as local can be. But COVID changed all that, painfully uniting school boards like never before. Here in the San Diego Unified School District last month, voters overwhelmingly approved $3 billion in bond money. That money will go to school building improvements and teacher training. The district is also working on staffing shortages and mental health services for students and their families.
We're about meeting the needs of all of our children, not just those who are in La Jolla, in the affluent communities, but all of the children.
That is something that is the same in San Diego or a rural district outside Fresno, says Susan McCarrion, the association's incoming president-elect.
We need to be able to address their social and emotional, and having the service people that can help students understand that they're as safe as we can make them at school is a big part of that.
That safety could begin in one of these new battery electric school buses. MG Perez, KPBS News.
Big shoes and a big red nose are characteristics of a classic clown, but the art of clowning isn't what it used to be. Students of all ages are now pursuing a form of comedy that the circus left behind. Once again, here's KPBS education reporter MG Perez.
I'm Ella the Clown.
On a Saturday afternoon in the yard of the Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club.
Do you feel happy? Sad?
Class is in session, and Ella the Clown is the teacher, proudly wearing her colorful makeup and big red nose.
This is the world's smallest mask. That's very true. But it's not a mask because it's hiding anything. It's a mask because it's helping you reveal inner truths and inner feelings. This is the most excited you've ever been!
Behind the big red nose, Ella is really Danielle Levski, a certified clown, writer, producer, and educator. She teaches children how to use their imaginations through games, triggering exaggerated emotions, truthful emotions that are also entertaining, taking the audience on quite a ride.
It is quite like a volcano. It starts building up, it starts rumbling, and then it erupts. And now it's very exciting. It's the big grand moment for everyone. And then it slowly goes back down. And there's some joy to be found there, too.
Ella is just one of Danielle's clown characters.
So this is Baba Yana, the Soviet Jewish grandma clown.
There is the traditional white makeup for this clown, along with what Danielle calls grotesque bright blue eyeshadow and plenty of penciled-in wrinkles.
She's also based on the women in my family. All of their neuroses and anxieties and love and care, all wrapped up into one chaotic clown.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Sassy Salon.
Once a month, the Jewish grandmother clown is MC of the Thursday night open mic cabaret at Diversionary Theater, where the humor is rated much more PG-13. And she's brutally honest, the first rule of clowning.
This is a red herring. It's funny. Thank you.
Happy and surprised face.
Right now, Levski also leads a weekly class at the theater teaching adults how to clown.
And feel free to play with the volume, the intonation, the movement.
Brittany Wood is one of her students.
I'm an epidemiologist, so I work for the county and I do more data research for opioid overdose and substance use and mental health disorders. So this is quite different from my day job.
Yeehaw!
Not exactly a resume you would expect from someone learning to be genuinely funny, along with embracing the joy in failure and rediscovering their inner child. All of that part of the curriculum in this clown class.
This is the first time I've gone on stage and really been silly in front of other people and kind of let go more. So it's kind of cool that I can do that, or I can show other people that side of me.
If you have a boo-boo or a lousy week.
Dr. Fancy is a professional clown with a mission in medicine. He's a character created by Skylar Sullivan.
Hello, I'm Dr. Fancy. What's your name?
Who is the education director at the Diversionary Theater. He also works as a therapeutic clown in children's hospitals, often working with terminally ill kids, wearing a tiara to complement his red nose.
We all have those things that trouble us, that we carry with us, and there's something about clowning that really is able to access that in a way that few other things that I've seen in the arts can do.
Yeah!
So the heyday of clowns in a three-ring circus has evolved to a higher purpose, and it's happening in the controlled chaos of a classroom, where Brittany Wood, the county epidemiologist, is getting closer to owning her own big red nose.
I feel like I've been making more jokes, or I've been a little bit more open about, I don't know, using my facial expressions more, or just trying to be more engaged or more open with myself.
I'm not being dramatic. This is real.
Danielle Levski will continue to use Baba Yana and Ella as inspiration for the next generation of class clowns.
Come down here, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
MG Perez, KPBS News.
Team USA continues its run at the World Cup this weekend, and two of its legends for the men's and women's teams will soon be Hall of Famers. This week, Jill Ellis was announced as an inductee to the National Soccer Hall of Fame. She coached the U.S. women's team to 2 World Cup wins, and she's now the team president for San Diego Wave. Joining her is Landon Donovan, also a San Diegan and former star player for the men's national team. He now leads the San Diego Loyal Soccer Club. It's a familiar scene for a military town. This week, more than 1,200 sailors aboard USS Tripoli were welcomed home. Video journalist Mike Damron shows us some of the happy reunions.
Speaking for the 1,200 sailors and Marines aboard this ship, we're excited to return home from deployment here in San Diego after being gone for 7 months. Very excited to get home, see their friends and family and loved ones. Like I said, it's been 7 long months. It's been a great deployment, like I mentioned. But of course, nothing beats coming home and seeing your friends and family.
The pieces don't do justice. I can't even explain. I'm lost for words right now.
How cool was that? We hope you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Matt Hoffman. Thanks for joining us.